this project has really showed me my passion for drawing and painting.
I really love sketching and painting as it's a very calm period of time. I find that if you paint non-stop without taking any breaks, it makes it even calmer and more relaxing, as well as making your piece of art quicker to accomplish.
I think my art skills have changed a lot because I learned so many different things, technical things.
The best thing about this experience is that you get to work with a professional artist and you get to learn new things.
This was a really big project for us. It was a conversation I had with Ailey Verhoeven, the head teacher. Ailey said she'd like to do a project about work and the idea of work, and I really like that idea because, you know, so often we might, as children, we might not really know what our parents do for a job. We might see certain sides of their working life that are perhaps maybe more the negative sides. You might think about stress and people on the phone and all of that. Or you might have a vague idea about what your parents do, but it's not particularly accurate. So I think it's a really lovely thing to take the pupils into the working environments that they saw and to meet people. And those environments were all so creative, and the people that we met were so creative and passionate. I put the call out to, I think initially I was thinking about 16 different businesses and institutions, and in the end I thought, actually, I kept having ideas like, oh, we haven't got this, we haven't got that, it's not a fair representation of working life. So it kind of got bigger and bigger, and in the end we got to 19, which I hadn't really factored in the fact that I would then have to organise 19 school trips to take the children out. So I'm really grateful to Margot, the class teacher for Simmons, who we have a list of WhatsApp messages that runs into several volumes of it, so she put a lot of work into it as well. And the pupils themselves have put so much work into these paintings, and they really work well together as a unit, I think, as a cooperative kind of endeavour, which is exactly what I wanted. You can see the sketches that we made and the school trips that we made over here, and the explanations of the pupils' work. Do take time to read those explanations because they're incredibly moving and really interesting insight into the pupils' version of their experiences. So I think that's a really lovely thing. On the floor down here we have some of the composition studies to take our sketches from sketchbooks into large pieces of work. And these are big pieces of work for small people to make. So, you know, it's an incredible achievement, really. And I'd like to thank the council as well for hosting us, and Frankie for hosting us today. I wanted to try and find a place where we could put these paintings that brought them back into the community and celebrated the people of the community. You know, the council seemed like a really good place because these people make decisions, and the arts are so important for a community, and for a community to be able to reflect upon itself and to reflect on the lives of children, I think is a really beautiful thing. So I'm really pleased that we're able to do that, particularly because I think there's a lot of people who seek to divide our community for all kinds of different reasons today. And I really think what I've learned from this project myself is how connected we are. People are so connected in this community. People know each other in this community so well in a business sense, and obviously that leads into a more emotional sense as well. I'd like to thank you all for coming, especially Dockhead Fire Crew, who managed to find a parking space outside. So thanks for that. It's been a real pleasure to lead this art project and to continue working with Boutcher Primary School. So thank you to Ailey for inviting me into the school for the 6th time, I think it is, to create art projects. So thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for coming. Have a look around, enjoy the show.
Things first that we say are the words that I the experience was when I got to go to the butchers to see the people work and draw them in action and drawing all the meats, cheese and sauces. I liked when we got to varnish the paintings and see it after it dried. Some things I learned from this project is that you shouldn't paint wet on wet if there are different colours. My art skills have really changed since this project because I learned that if you swirl your painting brush, then you can make a tiny line. I will try to continue doing sketches or painting, but if I find it tricky to find the time, as it is a long process.
I think that the best thing about the experience was learning how to mix colours and doing brush exercises with the different brush sizes. I have learned that if you twist the brush, then you will be able to do small letters and words. I probably will continue painting and sketching because it helps me with many skills. And it is good because when I am sad or angry, the first thing I do is get my book and my pens and I start to sketch something. And it helps me to become calm again and relax. I am happy that I have even done a painting because I do think that my painting is important to Ben because his dad died and my painting has a picture of him and I know Ben will be very proud and happy.
The best thing about this project was getting to really know about Ed and understanding how he really makes the quality of the faces and the quality of his paintings. And I think he taught us a lot about creases and tones and how they really made the picture, because before you wouldn't really think that the creases and tones really made the picture, but it makes everything stand out. In art, I've learned how you could maybe twirl your brush to make small details and how to get the right shape of the face by just pinching your fingers. My art skills have changed because it's really showed me how to properly do things, because before I was just watching YouTube tutorials, but now I really know how to properly do it. I think this project has really showed me my passion for drawing and painting. I think the improvement was by a lot, because I think I've really learned a lot of things from Ed, and I think he's just explained it a lot better than anyone else. I think I'll continue to sketch because it's really found my passion in it, and I've seen that it's very therapeutic.
The best thing about this experience is that you get to work with a professional artist and you get to learn new things. I enjoyed learning new things, but you also get to paint with your friends and go to very wonderful and fascinating places, and you get to meet new people. I have learnt that in art, you have to be quiet so you can focus and your painting can look really good, and when you are drawing, people can move many times. I've also learnt that there are so many things to draw in this world, and that means you can fill your whole page with beautiful drawings. Doing Ed Gray art has made a big difference for me because he showed me what types of colours to use and how to hold the paintbrush. I will be doing more sketching, and even at home I'll be doing more painting. I'm very grateful to be in Ed Gray art, and I hope to do it again.
I did the painting of Lizzie, and she is the person that she's a masseuse, and she also washes towels for her customers. She also works at Boutcher Gym as a trainer. I painted her at school, then we painted her at the laundromat where she washes her towel. I learned that as you make art at the beginning, you can always go over it with the paint. Before I couldn't even draw a human with moving, and now I could draw a whole family. I would never touch paint, but I made a whole painting. I will keep sketching and painting because I'm not wasting my talent. and I have started another painting. The sketching and outlining takes longer than you think, and never give up on your art dreams. It takes a long time to develop skills.
I have learned that you have to take your time and you have to move your arm and your wrist. And the whole canvas had to be covered, and every little move you had to take. I think my art skills have changed a lot because I learned so many different things, technical things. I am so proud of myself that I was able to do the art project. And I think if I stick to it, I can become better and better every time. I paint and draw, and if my other dreams don't happen, I can achieve this dream and become famous. When I was young, I had a passion for art, and I always drew Tower Bridge, and I drew the Eiffel Tower, and I was really good at that.
The best thing about this experience was being able to see it for myself and being able to sketch what I saw. My favourite bit was being able to paint in the calm, empty room with my friends. I've learned that if you're painting, you only need red, black, blue, yellow and white paint because you can mix them to make a colour. And if you add white or black, you can change the shade or tone. I've also learned that if you want to make a beautiful piece of art on a canvas, you need to make a sketch first and make sure it's what you want. Then you lightly sketch the sketch you've just sketched onto your canvas and make sure it looks good. Then you can paint it. My art skills have changed because before this experience I would have added way too much detail in sketches. And the sketches I would do would look a bit small and tight, but now my art skills have become looser and I've realised that I don't need as much detail as I used to do. I'll continue to sketch and paint as it's my pride, passion and joy. I really love sketching and painting as it's a very calm period of time. I found that if you paint non-stop without taking any breaks, it makes it even calmer and more relaxing, as well as making your piece of art quicker to accomplish. I love art, and I think it's one of my one and only true love and passion that will stick for me in my heart forever. If I would draw on a paper, it would only take like half of the paper, but now it takes up the whole paper.
Before I couldn't even draw a human with moving, and now I could draw a whole family.